You know those times when you're just so satisfied the moment when it really counts? You know, like those times when you're in a restaurant, for example, you order your food, you wait for so long, and you finally get your food and just finally satisfy your hunger. That's exactly how this episode feels like, at least to me. Dragon Ball Super Episode 88. There is a lot to talk about in this episode, and a lot of us thought it was mainly just going to be about Gohan's training with Piccolo, which it still is, but there are also a few other things to mention. But first, of course, we're going to talk about this training with Piccolo and Gohan, and then we'll get back to the other points mentioned in this episode. So, like I said earlier, as a Gohan fan, I love this training scene. It was just so satisfying to me. But let's talk about the episode step by step. So, for the training, it all starts off with Gohan fighting against Piccolo, and they're just doing their little sparring match. And Piccolo is just saying, so this is your strength now, huh? And he actually tells Gohan that Goku came to him earlier and talked about the whole tournament of power. And Goku actually told Piccolo the truth of how if they lose, their universe will be destroyed. Stupid dog in the background, I swear. Anyways, so Piccolo actually knows the truth, and Goku also told Piccolo of how Gohan is doing, and including the exhibition match where Lavender fought against Gohan. So Piccolo decides that he is going to train Gohan. And what I love about this training scene is not only does Piccolo try to get Gohan's full power back, back from the Buu saga, but he also gives Gohan some great points. For example, Piccolo actually brings up the time that Gohan fought against Buu back in Dragon Ball Z. And he says that no matter how powerful you are, if you're overconfident, if you're arrogant or cocky, that's going to make you lose a battle. Which makes a lot of sense. I mean, think about it. Every time when someone becomes arrogant or overconfident in the whole series, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, especially the Saiyans, of course, they always put the lives of their loved ones in danger, or I don't know, the entire Earth. Seriously, every time Goku and Vegeta always put everyone in danger just by being so arrogant. So I'm glad that Piccolo actually teaching Gohan this fact, not to be arrogant. No matter how powerful you are, just finish the battle as quickly as possible. I also like how Piccolo is not fooling around. There was legit one point where he pretty much strangled Gohan to death, and then he revived Gohan, the same way how he was trying to revive Goku a few episodes back. And it was just a pretty cool scene. So during this sparring match, Gohan has trouble fighting against Piccolo, but of course, as we've seen from the preview, Gohan does gain his ultimate form back. And he starts his counterattack against Piccolo, even when Piccolo was doing his old cloning technique. And there was this cool scene where Gohan chopped off Piccolo's arm. It was flying away. And then they were both talking for a minute, and then Piccolo uses the opportunity to shoot Gohan at the back. And that was just a cool scene, because not only did I forget that Piccolo could do that, but again, it also comes back to what Piccolo was saying. Do not be off guard. You must always be alert of your surroundings and your opponent. Though I will say that it was extremely convenient how he gained back his most powerful form in pretty much a day. And it also confuses the whole power scaling thing. But then again, it's Dragon Ball. What do you expect? But overall, I enjoyed this training scene with these two. And plus, I I know there's a lot of people who talk about why Gohan goes back to train Piccolo. Aren't there more powerful people around? Which is true, but the thing with Piccolo is he's very strategic. He knows Gohan better than anyone else. So that's what makes them the perfect sparring partners. Another good thing about this training sequence was that it was so nostalgic. It was back in the mountains where both of them started training all the way back to the beginning of Dragon Ball Z. In fact, there's even the freaking dinosaur. The dinosaur you saw all the way back then, we see it again here. And there was this quick funny scene where at the night, these two actually chopped off the thing's tail and just started cooking it as a meal. It was, I don't know why, it sounds very sadistic now that I say it out loud, but it was funny at the time. In fact, at the end of the whole training sequence, we cut back to the night, and Gohan is thanking Piccolo for helping him regain his ultimate form again, but then Piccolo's like, no, the real training starts now. I don't think that that's the full extent of your power. So now Piccolo and Gohan is going to train beyond this ultimate form, which is a really good thing, because that's what Gohan needs in this whole universal tournament. In fact, though, it's also something that Gohan said at the very end of the episode, where Gohan tells Piccolo they should start thinking about new combination techniques, which is again something really cool for this tournament too, because again, teamwork is very important for this tournament. So I can't wait to see what kind of cool combination techniques they could think of. And again, Gohan and Piccolo, like best sparring partners ever, they're going to be great partners in this whole tournament of power. But of course, while the Gohan training is the most important thing of this episode, we get to see a few interesting scenes as well. For one, there was this quick scene where Krillin and Android 18 was fighting, and it was both funny and also really cool to see that Krillin's still at it and he's still trying to get stronger no matter what. And I like that. The whole Dragon Ball Super keeps doing that, because it would have been nice to see Gohan and Piccolo train even for like 1 minute during the whole series. Because remember, they were supposed to be training all the way back before the Universe 6 arc. And it would have been cool to see them training even for like a minute, just to reassure people, you know? And there was this other funny moments where we had Goten and Trunks like trying to change Bulla's diaper, and then Vegeta comes in and he's just changing it like a great father. I mean, this episode should probably just be called like the father's episode for some reason. We got Piccolo, who's pretty much Gohan's second father. We got Vegeta here. It was just a funny scene to me. And it even goes to something else where Wiz and Barris is still by Bulma's house for some reason. And Barris is talking about how carefree Vegeta and his family is. And he was considering telling Vegeta the truth. But then Wiz is like, do you really want to do that? Because if you do that, then Bulma is probably going to blame you since you didn't stop Goku from talking to the Omni King. Which kind of makes sense. I can't blame him there. But then again, remember, the Omni King was going to destroy all the universes in the first place. And if it wasn't for Goku, you know, the lower ranked universes wouldn't even survive in the first place. At least one of them. But it was still a funny scene nonetheless, even seeing Wiz just picking on Barris a little bit. But of course, the most important scene aside from the whole training was Kaba. Now, Kaba was searching through his universe because, of course, while Hit is a strong team member, he needs to find other team members who are really strong. So he goes to find who's apparently his captain from his what was it again? I can't remember the name, but his squad from the universe. So he goes for his captain and he was asking for him to join the team, but the captain refuses, saying that he's not strong enough and the fact that he has a broken leg. So he says, Kaba, why don't you ask my sister? and apparently her name is what was it again? Khalifa-san, which is obviously a pun for cauliflower, just like how Kakarot is a pun of carrot, Broly is a pun of broccoli, and etc. And of course, this is supposed to be the debut of the mysterious female Broly. Now, here's the thing, right? I don't think that's a female Broly. And the reason why is because whenever we see this female Broly in the intro, in these different scenes, she looks like an innocent and quiet girl, you know? And in this episode, you see her looking more brawlish, more of a brute. Who knows? Maybe she has a change of personality. Maybe Champa decides to tell her, hey, you need to change your attitude when you're coming to this tournament. Who knows? But for some reason, I feel like this is a different character. And if I am right, I'm not saying if I am, we could be seeing multiple Saiyans in this whole tournament of power, which would be pretty cool to see. But either way, this is my review of the episode, guys. I enjoyed it. It had cool scenes. It had some funny scenes that made me laugh. It had a cool comeback for Gohan. Honestly, I know a lot of people have been saying he's most probably going to get a new transformation, since, you know, he's now going to be training even harder. If he were to get a new transformation, I wouldn't want it to be Super Saiyan Blue or Super Saiyan Rage. Give Gohan something unique. Just give him, you know, this Super Saiyan White form. You know, that's usually the fan-made form that we give him. I would just call it Super Mystic. Besides, I wouldn't want to be seeing a bunch of characters with the same form over and over. I love it when it's more unique to the character. Plus, this ultimate form of Gohan is a very unique form. While extremely unexplained, it's still very unique and cool. But either way, guys, what do you guys think of the episode? Did you enjoy it? Because I personally did. Leave it in the comments below, let me know, and as always, don't forget to subscribe.